Ant had come home to the apartment at 6 p.m. He was driving a Range Rover. He pulled it into the building's basement garage. Ant then took the elevator and let himself into the apartment. Now, when he gets to the apartment, he couldn't remember if the front door was locked when he arrived or unlocked. But what he did remember was walking into the apartment and his dog Yoshi greeted him. But then he looks around and he notices that the apartment was just a hot mess. There were shards of broken glass on the floor. He said it smelled like incense either were burning or had just been burning. The living room pillows were ripped. There were 2 wine glasses on the table. What was most concerning was that there was blood spattered across the keyboard and computer. So, what? Then he said he peeked into the bathroom, and that's when he saw that on the floor was Phoebe's hair straightener, and it was still plugged in. I know. If the hair straightener is plugged in and it's on the ground, you know something went down. So on the kitchen counter was Phoebe's purse, wallet, and her keys, but Phoebe was nowhere to be found. Now, according to Ant, everything is according to Ant, there were several Post-it notes with strange scribbles all over the kitchen counter. He knew that this stuff was, the Post-its were new because the house cleaner had come by and cleaned everything the day before. So they were recent. Ant said he went into the bedroom and he found what he called a shrine on the bed. I don't know if I believe him on this one. There's no pics, but sure. He said there was a shrine. He said that on the bed there was a photo of himself and Phoebe and a photo of her cat and what he later described as rambled notes. The notes she writes when she's smashed. They don't make a lot of sense. That's what he said. So the apartment was concerning and Phoebe was gone, but Ant, he carried on with his night like everything was normal. Listen, he got some beer, he made a couple phone calls to friends and coworkers, and then he ordered some food delivery, which is so weird, right? Even if everything was totally fine, let's say nothing bad even happened. When you get home, wouldn't the first thing you do if you see broken glass on the floor, you would clean up the broken glass, right? You got a dog, your dog might walk in it, spread it around everywhere. It's going to get in your feet. Oh, that's the worst when you get some glass in your foot. He didn't. He just left everything as is and went on with his night. I think it was intentional, but I don't know. Then at 6:51 p.m., it was 40 minutes had gone by, since Ant had come home. So Phoebe's father is calling Phoebe's iPhone. Len and Ant have different memories as to what happened next. So according to Len, Phoebe's father, Ant answered his call on Phoebe's iPhone. Len said that he was calling Phoebe's phone to let her know that he was running late for dinner, but it went to voicemail. Within 1 minute of her dad's call, Ant, for the first time ever, called Phoebe's dad. So Ant tells Len that Phoebe's phone was not in the apartment, but he just so happened to call her dad the same minute he called her. Does that make sense? Ant said it was just an odd coincidence. It's a weird one though. So on the other hand, Ant said that he called Len from his own phone a minute later because he thought Phoebe might have gone to meet Len, and that he didn't know it was a minute later because he didn't have the phone. It was just a weird coincidence. That's crazy. Wow. The universe is so weird, right, everyone? Regardless of who called who, when the both of them talked on the phone, Len had explained that he was trying to call Phoebe because, they made plans to have dinner to celebrate his birthday. And they were supposed to meet at one of Phoebe's favorite restaurants. It's called the Golden Triangle. And Len was calling to say again that he was running late. But Ant told Len over the phone, she's not here. And then he goes on to say, her bag and her keys are here, so she can't be too far away. So Len was worried when Ant said Phoebe wasn't in the apartment. And Len tells Ant that maybe he should report her missing. And Ant, again on the phone, he's like, He tells Len, no, I'm not going to report her missing. It's not necessary. They don't listen until 48 hours have passed. And she'll be back by then. Everyone seems to always believe. I don't even know if that's true anymore, the 48 hours thing. Anyways, but he was like, no, it's fine. Meanwhile, between 7:04 and 7:11 p.m., a concierge at the Valencia Apartments downstairs main lobby were there. Concierge was like, I need a broom. They gotta do some cleaning duties, okay? So they go looking for a broom and they try to open the door that's gonna lead them to the broom. And this door was stuck, right? Stuck, not moving. So then after a couple attempts to open the door, that's when this person comes across Phoebe lying in a pool of her own blood besides the garbage bin. Oh, horrible. Could you imagine? No. I was going to say, could you imagine? No, I couldn't imagine. That'd be awful. Obviously, the first thing they did was dial 000, which is equivalent to 911. 000 makes way more sense. It's easy. It's right there, 000. I don't know why they make us do 911. Like, it's not 000 makes more sense. Thank you. So the police end up showing up and they were given the keys to the garbage room where, again, it appears Phoebe had just plummeted 40 meters to the ground floor. She must have landed in the garbage compactor, leaving her with several injuries and almost a severed foot. They came to the conclusion that Phoebe, when she landed, she was still alive because around the garbage bins there were blood smears where she must have gotten her strength to get up and crawl out of the bin. And then she was bleeding to death while she struggled to find the exit. Poor thing. It was so sad.